You can't rise holding on to dead weight. You've been praying for the next level, but you're still carrying what's killing your spirit. That pain, that betrayal, that mistake from 5 years ago. Rela S.I.T. You're trying to climb with chains on your ankles. You can't fly like that. You're stuck. Not because you're not good enough, but because you won't let go. Stop dragging your past into your future. It's not fuel. It's poison. Pain is not your identity. It's a tool. You've been defined by your wounds. You walk like a victim, talk like a victim, live like a victim. But the pain wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to sharpen you. Rally IT and turn it into power. You either bleed out or you build from it. You either let it break you or you break records with it. It's your call. Forgiveness is the key that sets Wild free. You're locked in a prison, but the door isn't locked. You're just holding the key in your pocket. That anger, that grudge, that resentment. Realize IT. They already hurt you once. Why are you letting them keep hurting you every day? Forgiveness ain't for them. It's for you. It's how you cut the cord and take your power back. Stop apologizing for wanting more. Too many of you are shrinking to fit into rooms you've already outgrown. You're dimming your light because others can't handle your brightness. Realize IT. Release the need for approval. Release the fear of judgment. If they can't handle your hunger, they don't belong at your table. Step up, speak up, show up every single day. What you don't release will eventually control you. You think you're in control, but the truth is, your fears are driving the car. That addiction, that doubt, that voice in your head telling you you're not enough. Relax, IT. If you don't kill it, it will kill your dreams. Don't negotiate with what's trying to destroy you. Don't nurture what needs to die. Make a decision and burn the old blueprint. You were built to be free, not safety. Stop settling for survival when you were designed for greatness. Comfort zones are coffins. They bury your calling alive. Realize IT. Release the need to play it safe. Leap. Trust. Push. Fight. You were made to walk in power, not permission. So rise up. Shake off the fear. And rally Ivar YTH that's been holding you back, because the world is waiting on the version of you that's finally free. You say you want to level up. You say you want the breakthrough. You cry out for purpose, for clarity, for freedom. But how can you expect to rise when you're still chained to what tried to bury you? How can you expect to evolve when you're still dragging the pain, the guilt, the shame, the resentment, like a bag full of bricks on your back? That stuff isn't part of your purpose. It's the very thing blocking it. It's dead weight. And dead weight doesn't fly. You want to soar, but you're tethered to trauma. You want to climb, but your hands are full of what you refuse to let go of. And I'm telling you right now, until you release it, you will remain grounded. You keep replaying conversations that ended years ago. You keep reliving moments where people failed you, betrayed you, abandoned you. And every time you go back there in your mind, you're keeping the wound open. Every time you talk about it like it just happened yesterday, you're bleeding again. You can't heal what you refuse to release. You've got to stop carrying corpses into your future. That old pain is rotting, and it's infecting everything in your present. It's leaking into your relationships. It's showing up in how you lead, how you love, how you show up for yourself. And as long as you keep dragging that weight with you, no matter how hard you work, no matter how many hours you grind, you'll still feel stuck. You'll still feel like you're running in circles. You'll still feel like success is always one step out of reach. Because the past has its claws in you, and you refuse to cut it off. You have to make a decision. Not when it's easy. Not when it feels good. Not when you've got closure. Because most of the time, you won't get it. But right now, in the middle of the pain, in the middle of the confusion, in the middle of the silence, you have to decide, I'm not carrying this anymore. I'm not holding on to what broke me. I'm not being defined by what happened to me. I'm releasing it, not because they deserve it, but because I do. I deserve peace. I deserve growth. I deserve the freedom to walk into the next season of my life without the baggage of the last one. And I can't do that unless I let go. Some of you are still holding on to things because you think they're part of your story. And yeah, they were. But they're not your destination. They were a chapter, not the title. You've mistaken survival for identity. You've become so used to carrying the pain that you don't even know who you are without it. But I'm here to tell you, that's not who you are. That's what happened to you. That's what you went through. But you are not your trauma. You are not your mistake. You are not your past. And the moment you release it is the moment you remember who you really are. It takes courage to let go. It takes faith to believe that what's ahead is better than what you lost. It takes vision to see yourself beyond your wounds. But if you want to live free, if you want to live full, you've got to be willing to put it down. Release the bitterness. Release the regret. Release the guilt. Release the self-doubt. You can't take it with you where you're going. It doesn't belong in your next level. It has no place in your purpose. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for perfect timing. The wait is yours, but so is the choice. Release it. You've been walking around with the pain like it's your name tag, like it's who you are now. Like that heartbreak, that loss, that failure is your whole identity. But hear me loud and clear. Your pain is real, but it is not who you are. You've been through some things. You've been knocked down. You've been broken. But that doesn't mean you have to stay broken. You've got to stop introducing yourself to the world through your wounds. Because the pain wasn't meant to label you. It was meant to shape you. It was meant to teach you. Grow you, refine you. The pain came into your life not to bury you, but to build something in you. You just haven't released it long enough to see what it can become. And let me be real, pain will come. Nobody escapes it. But what separates the ones who rise from the ones who stay stuck is what they do with that pain. Some people carry it like a chain. Others use it like a chisel. It's the same pain, different mindset. You've got to choose to turn your pain into power. You've got to choose to stop bleeding on people who didn't cut you. You've got to stop sabotaging blessings because you're still stuck in the trauma. That pain isn't your enemy. But if you hold it the wrong way, it will become one. If you keep protecting it like it's precious, it will poison you from the inside out. Pain is a tool. It's a signal. It's not supposed to be your home. It's supposed to be your fuel. Too many people sit in their story like it's the final destination. But the story isn't over. That chapter where you got hurt, where you failed, where you lost everything, that's not the end. That's where the turnaround starts. That's where the rebuilding begins. But you've got to take your pain and do something with it. Learn from it. Grow from it. Get stronger because of it. You're waiting for the pain to go away before you move forward, but that's not how growth works. Growth is walking even when it still hurts. Growth is trusting again even after the betrayal. Growth is getting up one more time, even when the pain is screaming louder than your dreams. And yes, you'll carry the memory. You'll carry the lessons. But you don't have to carry the wound. You don't have to keep picking at it. You don't have to keep talking about it like it still owns you. You've survived. That means the pain didn't win. But now it's time to stop surviving and start living. You can't build a new life on broken foundations. You've got to tear down what hurt you and lay new bricks. You've got to be intentional about healing, about letting go, about rising up. That pain may have knocked you down, but it didn't take your purpose. It didn't steal your destiny. You're still here. That means you've still got work to do. So stop wearing the pain like a badge. Stop using it as an excuse to stay where you are. Stop replaying it like it's your highlight reel. You've got more in you. You've got fight in you. And that pain, it's not your weakness, it's your weapon. But only if you release it from your heart and place it in your hands. Only if you stop letting it rule you and start using it to rule your future. So today, not tomorrow, not next week, today, make the decision. I'm done being defined by my pain. I'm done being controlled by what hurt me. I'm releasing it, and I'm using it to rise. You're walking around like you're trapped, like life's got you in a chokehold. But the truth is, the door isn't locked. The chains aren't even real anymore. What's got you stuck isn't them, it's you. It's what you refuse to forgive. It's what you keep playing over and over in your head, like a broken record that only knows how to sing hurt. But hear this, forgiveness is not weakness. Forgiveness is not letting them off the hook. Forgiveness is how you take your life back. It's the key that unlocks your prison, not theirs. They're gone, they moved on. Some of them don't even remember what they did. And you're still bleeding every day from a wound you could have already healed. You're waiting for an apology that may never come. You're waiting for someone else to do right before you move forward. But let me tell you something, waiting on them is a trap. You don't need their permission to heal. You don't need their remorse to grow. You don't need them to say sorry before you set yourself free. Every time you hold on to the offense, the betrayal, the hurt, you give them power over your peace. You hand them the keys to your joy. And they don't even know they're still running your life. But the moment you release it, the moment you forgive, not because they're innocent, but because you're ready to live, that's the moment you get your power back. You can't rise while carrying bitterness. You can't love while holding hate. You can't dream fully while you're still anchored to what broke you. Forgiveness isn't about what they did being. It's about deciding you won't let it shape you anymore. Because every time you hold on, you're reinforcing the pain. You're feeding it. You're nurturing it. You're keeping it alive long after the moment is dead. And that energy, that space in your heart, it could have been used to build something beautiful. But instead, it's locked up in memory, in pain, your revenge. You've got to release it. You've got to make peace with the past if you ever want to move toward the future. And I know some of the stuff that happened to you was cruel. Some of it was unfair. Some of it was evil. I'm not downplaying your pain. But what I am saying is that if you keep letting That moment dominates your mindset. It will keep you living small. It will keep you reacting instead of creating. It will keep you angry when you should be building. It will keep you guarded when you should be growing. You've got so much potential, but it's getting choked out by poison. That bitterness, that resentment, that rage. It's costing you more than it ever cost them. It's eating away at your joy. It's stealing your ability to connect, to lead, to love. So you've got to choose, not because they deserve it, but because you do. You deserve peace. You deserve freedom. You deserve to walk through life without looking over your shoulder, without dragging the shadow of old pain behind you. Forgiveness is your reset button. It's your release valve. It's your act of rebellion against everything that tried to keep you broken. You don't owe them anything, but you owe yourself everything. So today, let it go. Not because what happened didn't matter, but because you matter more. Release it. Forgive. Not for them, for you. You've been playing small for too long. You've been quiet when your spirit was screaming to be heard. You've been shrinking your dreams, your energy, your light just to make other people comfortable. But let me tell you something. You weren't built to fit in. You weren't built to blend in. You were built to stand up, to stand out, to shake rooms with your presence. And the longer you keep apologizing for your hunger, the longer you keep dimming your fire, the longer you keep waiting for somebody else to validate what's already inside of you, the more time you waste living beneath your calling. You've got a gift that wasn't made to be silenced. You've got a purpose that wasn't made to be hidden. And it's time you stop asking for permission to be great. There are people around you who can't handle your growth. And that's not your fault. That's not your responsibility. You've been making yourself smaller so they don't feel insecure, so they don't feel threatened, so they don't talk behind your back. But let them talk. Let them feel what they feel. Their reaction to your evolution is not your problem. Stop trying to water yourself down for people who were never meant to go with you to the next level. You're trying to bring everyone with you, but they don't want to grow. They don't want to change. They want comfort, and you want greatness. And those two roads don't run side by side. You've got to choose. You can't hold on to mediocre company and expect extraordinary outcomes. You've got to release the fear of standing alone, because sometimes standing alone is the only way to truly stand tall. And I get it. You don't want to come off arrogant. You don't want to seem like you're better than anybody else. But listen to me. There's a difference between pride and purpose. Walking in your calling isn't arrogance. It's obedience. It's being true to what you were built for. And what you were built for can't be hidden. What you were built for wasn't meant to live in the shadows. You were born with vision, with fire, with a mission that can't be silenced. And if people can't handle your light, that's their problem. If they get blinded when you walk into the room, let them look away, because you're not dimming it anymore. Not for them. Not for anyone. You've been holding back, telling yourself it's not the right time, that you need to learn more, that you need to wait for a sign. This is your sign. This moment, this fire in your gut, that voice in your chest saying, "There's more in me." That's the sign. You don't need another one. You don't need permission. You don't need applause. You need to release the fear. Release the doubt. Release the need to be accepted. Because the real you, the bold you, the hungry you, the relentless you. That version of you is unstoppable. That version doesn't settle. That version doesn't beg. That version doesn't apologize for wanting more. That version of you walks in rooms and changes the atmosphere. So stop waiting, stop shrinking, stop explaining. You're not selfish for wanting more. You're not crazy for thinking bigger. You're not wrong for being different. You're powerful. You're chosen. You're ready. And it's time you show up like it. Rallies the version of you that's been hiding. Rallies the dream you buried under doubt. Rallies the fire and let the world see who you really are. You think you've got control. You think you're the one making the decisions. But look deeper. What's really guiding your choices? What's really steering the wheel? Because for a lot of people, it's not discipline, it's not purpose, it's not vision. It's fear. It's anger. It's insecurity. And you've been carrying those emotions so long, you've started calling them you. But they're not you. They're just unhealed weight that you've refused to release. And what you don't release, you start serving. What you don't deal with starts dealing with you. You think you're driving, but the truth is, your wounds have taken the wheel, and they're not taking you anywhere worth going. You've been moving through life trying to build something, trying to grow, trying to win, but you're doing it with baggage in your hands. You're trying to run a marathon while dragging a 1,000-pound anchor. That bitterness, that silent jealousy, that self-doubt, it's slowing you down. It's sabotaging your steps. You get a little momentum, and suddenly you find yourself back at square one. Why? Because you never let go of the root. You trimmed the branches, but the poison's still in the ground. You covered it with fake smiles, positive posts. You allowed achievements, but deep down, the fear is still calling the shots. The pain is still whispering, you're not enough. And so you stay stuck in the cycle. Let's stop pretending you can rise while clinging to what broke you. Let's stop acting like that old story is harmless. It's not. The story you keep telling yourself is becoming your reality. And every time you replay it, every time you fuel it with emotion, it grows stronger. It builds walls around your potential. You wonder why the opportunities keep slipping away. But you've built a cage out of your own trauma. And the wild part is, you've got the key. You could have opened the door. You could have broken the cycle. But instead, you keep feeding what's fighting your future. You've got to be real with yourself. You've got to look in the mirror and say, I'm done letting my fears lead. You've got to say, I'm done letting the past tell me who I am. Because here's the truth. What you don't release will find a way to rule you. It'll creep into your relationships, sabotage your peace, steal your confidence, and poison your progress. And you'll keep blaming the job, the people, the system. But the truth is, it's you. It's what you refuse to let go of. You're still trying to outrun a shadow instead of facing the sun. And you will never outrun what you haven't confronted. You will never be free holding on to chains. This isn't about perfection. This is about honesty. This is about saying, I'm not okay carrying this anymore. It's about releasing the grudge before it becomes your identity. It's about letting go of the pain before it becomes permanent. It's about breaking free from what's been secretly steering your life for years. It's about facing the truth, not to shame yourself, but to free yourself. Because once you see what's really been holding the pen, you can take it back. You can rewrite the story. You can start fresh, but only if you release what's writing the script for you. You can't control what happened. You can't undo the past, but you can decide that it won't lead your future. You can rise. You can heal. You can rebuild, but only if you stop protecting your pain and start releasing it. Let it go before it controls what you become. You weren't made to play it safe. You weren't built for average. You weren't designed to wake up, go through the motions. Clock in, clock out, go to sleep, and repeat until you die. That's not life, that's survival. And you were born to live. But living, truly living, that takes risk, that takes fire, that takes stepping outside of comfort and stepping into uncertainty with faith. So strong it drowns out the fear. But what's the truth? The truth is most people stay locked in safety. They stay on the sidelines because they're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of failing. They're afraid of being judged. So they settle for predictable, even if it's painful. They settle for less, even when more is calling their name. But let me be clear, greatness does not exist inside your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen where it's easy. Purpose isn't found in a padded cage. You keep waiting for the fear to go away before you move, but it doesn't work like that. Fear doesn't vanish. Courage just gets louder. You want to step into your calling, but you're asking the wrong question. You keep asking, what if I fail? But the better question is, what if I never tried? What if you stay stuck in a version of life that was never meant to be yours? What if you keep playing it safe while the clock keeps ticking and your potential goes to the grave with you? That's the real tragedy. You've got to make a decision to release the need to feel secure. Because safety might feel comfortable, but it will never set you free. And you weren't built for cages. You were built for open skies. You were built to lead, to move, to stretch, to evolve. But none of that happens when you're clinging to the familiar. You've got to be willing to leave the shore if you ever want to see what's on the other side of the ocean. You've got to be willing to walk away from what no longer grows you. And yeah, it'll be scary. Yeah, it'll be uncomfortable. But that's the price of transformation. Stop asking the world for permission to be great. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It's not coming. The timing won't ever feel just right. The fear won't ever fully disappear. But the opportunity, the calling, the fire inside you, that's here now. That's been here. And it's not going anywhere until you step into it. That tug on your heart, that's not a suggestion. That's a calling. And if you keep ignoring it, life will start to feel like a cage, a slow suffocation of your purpose. The people around you may not understand. They may try to talk you down, tell you to be realistic, tell you to slow down. That's fine. Let them stay where they are. But you've got something inside you that can't stay quiet. You've got something burning in your bones, and you owe it to yourself, not them, to see it through. Because if you don't step up, if you don't release the fear, if you don't shake off the doubt, you're going to wake up one day and realize you were always meant to live free, but you chose to live small. So no more waiting, no more shrinking, no more hiding behind one day. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs you, fully you, bold, raw, unfiltered, relentless you. The version of you that isn't ruled by fear. The version of you that releases everything that doesn't serve the mission. The version that rises, that leads, that lives. So stop choosing safety. Choose freedom, release it, and run.